IDOT is currently in the very early stages of planning for the proposed I-66. Yet while Southern Illinois may not see any construction cones for a couple of years, this project already has some residents up in arms.
Here in New Minden, destruction is everywhere, but it's not the destruction that is the most painful. It's the loss of memories.
Yet with such an important election at hand, turnouts across Southern Illinois seems fairly low, such as this one, Precinct 24 in Carbondale, where only 54 people showed up by late afternoon. The Easter holiday makes around $16 billion for stores in the U.S. alone, according to the National Retail Association. Also, along with Easter celebration, the Jewish holiday of Passover started last night and will continue through next week. Live in the studio, I'm Austin Bean.
This is about 10 households. What we have right here is about 10 households.
In the Shawnee Development Food Pantry in Anna, Illinois, this is the only food left, leaving some families in Union County worried about losing one of the only sources for food they have left. After closing last week due to lack of supplies, the pantry received some last-minute donations, but the pantry has just been surviving day to day.
Island Tan donated last week. That kept us open on a Thursday. So, I mean, basically those two donations came in and went right out because that was what was given.
The food pantry will reopen this Wednesday for normal operations, but if the food bank does not receive any more donations, they might be forced to stop serving the 325 families that depend on them in Union County. And with almost 20% of residents below the poverty line, this could spell trouble for the county.
If it wasn't for the food pantries, a lot of people couldn't make it.
But Paula hopes for more help from the community. She says they can accept any donation to help them stay open longer. She just has one request.
We just need food. No matter how small or how large, we will accept food. We'll take small donations, whatever. We're just in serious need of food.
For River Region Evening Edition, I'm Austin Bean.
Another southern Illinois town that was slammed with death and destruction is New Minden in Washington County near Nashville. 10 houses were destroyed in the town of 250 people. 2 people lost their lives in the storm. We continue our coverage with Evening Edition reporter Austin Bean.
Everywhere you look, there's damage, damage, and more damage. The small town of New Minden, Illinois is littered with the remains of homes and businesses after being hit Sunday afternoon by an EF4 tornado.
Makes me sick. Makes me feel real bad and sad.
Here in New Minden, destruction is everywhere, but it's not the destruction that is the most painful. It's the loss of memories. In this house just west of New Minden, the homeowner suffered a direct hit from the tornado as it passed. The homeowner came out safe, but the home, unfortunately, did not. Yet while it is a tough day for the community, the town is already starting to rebuild. Less than 24 hours from when the storm first touched down, the volunteers are already surrounding the town with saws and hammers, clearing out debris of buildings like the St. John's Lutheran Church just north of town. In the storm, the steeple blew off, throwing the bell into the grounds of the church. Yet, despite the destruction, Pastor Tim Mueller is still thankful for everything he still has.
We're mainly concerned about the people, and that the church is people, and a house of worship is a place where the people gather. So you think about what's really important, and a building is good, it's a nice place, but it's not as important as the people who meet there.
From New Minden, for River Region Evening Edition, I'm Austin Bean.
Meteorologists say the tornado that hit New Minden has winds of more than 170 miles an hour. It was part of the larger system that stretched across the Midwest.
The wine industry in southern Illinois is attracting more than the locals. In fact, the wineries are responsible for bringing in millions of dollars in tourism. Evening Edition reporter Austin Bean uncorks what's behind this tourism boom.
While visitors inside enjoy the crisp, flavorful wines, workers outside are busy on what they call the crush, the first step in the winemaking process. The grapes that cascade into the machine below are all locally grown, either on-site or on southern Illinois farms. And Blue Sky Winery near Makanda, Illinois prides itself on its all-local brand. This uniqueness is what winemaker Karen Hand says brings close to 1,000 visitors to the winery each week during their peak season.
Start talking about agriculture and what you can do with agriculture and making a product out of it. And it's also somewhat of a learning experience too. So really teaching people about wine and grapes and the process. So it's more than just a place to go and buy stuff.
Just like Blue Sky, other wineries on the Shawnee Hill Wine Trail bring visitors from across the Midwest to Jackson and Union counties. The first winery, Alto Vineyards, opened its doors in 1987, and 12 more have opened since then on the trail. Many of these wineries are family-owned and operated, yet together they bring big tourism dollars to the area. In 2012, the Illinois Bureau of Tourism said that Jackson and Union counties brought in a combined total of over $75 million from travel-related revenue, and the two counties employed over 500 workers in tourism-related fields. However, not all this money is being brought in by the wineries. Visitors often stop by the small towns along the route, which benefit from being on the crossroads of the trail.
People will come here initially for the wineries and then say, oh, I didn't realize we can do this while we're there, and bring the kids if we want. So there's a variety of things that can keep them occupied and entertained.
For River Region Evening Edition, I'm Austin Bean.
Another way Illinois tracks tourism reach is through overnight stays in the many bed and breakfast and hotels in the area. And as more attractions are added in the area, leaders hope it will attract even more jobs and tourism dollars.